Not much more of a team win than that. You know, so many guys participated, so many guys had their moments, particularly Jay Dill and Mikey Bello. What those guys did in the back innings of the game. Parker Sessions getting in there and doing what he was supposed to from a base running perspective to create a little bit of chaos. Peyton Watts hitting that double. Would have been a triple if he could run, 270 feet. We'll work on that tomorrow in pregame. We didn't do base running today because Coach Wolgamont said that didn't pay off so well on that one. But nonetheless, just a great team win across the board. I thought the crowd was electric, and hopefully it can be even more electric tomorrow at 105.
Coach, we talk about seizing the moment, and what better opportunity than against a ranked Sun Belt opponent. Mikey Bello, that player there, you put him in that situation. First of all, as a coach, what goes through your mind to kind of put him in that situation? Obviously, I know trust is a big one, but just talk about that.
Well, Langevin one of the best, not just relief arms, one of the best arms in college baseball. Those numbers are not by accident. He reminds me, like in maybe even more electric version than a kid we had at Michigan State back in the day named Dakota Meckes. This big kid with a crazy flight fastball, except this guy's throwing 96. But we did a good job, and he had to start going some off speed, and some of them were coming back in some barrels like mocks. And then we just felt like in that inning he was kind of going to it, and Mikey Bello's been swinging great in BP. And it sounds cliche, and I know we talk about what's on our wrist, but every day if you're taking good BP or you're showing us things, your opportunity is going to arise. And when Benny Arnett tweaked up that wrist, Mikey had proven to us he was going to be prepared to go, and if you're prepared to go, you have a better opportunity to seize your moment. He did that.
Coach, Luke Lyon started off strong, but Jay Dill just seemed to impress and dominate the mound. Just talk, we talked about it a little bit with Mikey with seize the moment. What about that moment for Jay Dill?
Well, we've been saying to him, he's been on the precipice of finishing an outing. He's been really good. He'll have that moment, that like partial shine. Today he got to his full shine. Executed a great pitch there on the floor. Did what he was supposed to do, changing tempo on Higgs, and then a bunch of great pitches. It shows what an impressive player DeBarge is, that he last fastball is 98 miles an hour, and that guy still gets a barrel to it. Thankfully, Watts and Butcher collectively just made a great play there. But, just outstanding presence. A lot of times guys get caught up in stuff and what the metrics are. Just compete right and present yourself like you're a winner, and generally you'll find more success. And I thought he really did that today, and that's been a big point of emphasis. So very proud of him, but certainly he's got a lot more opportunities as we move forward.
Yesterday the word was adversity. Today I think gumption could be kind of one, or composure. Louisiana battled back there in the 7th, and it didn't seem like it waved you guys at all. You guys were able to battle back there in the 8th. Just talk about that and what the team's mentality was like.
Well, we know we're really tough, and that team's incredibly tough. Look, it starts from the top with Coach Deggs. There's not going to be tougher teams than him and his staff. They do as great a job as anybody in college baseball. That's my opinion, for what it's worth. So you're going to get an absolute fight. The thing you have to do in a fight is you just got to make sure that you don't change your script. You stay with what your script is in terms of how we're going to attack ourselves. And Jay Dill making that good play on the 2-2 pitch from Pastore, I thought just settled the game down. He executed in the 8th, and then as I spoke of, we just did our job offensively, and expanding leads has been something we've done a great job of this year. We had to really lock it in and do it against such a great arm, but thankfully the Trojans were ready to do it.
Coach, elephant in the room, back-to-back series wins against ranked Sun Belt opponents. Just talk about what that means for Troy.
It just means we're stacking wins. I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. If you're a person watching these games, it's not mid-major baseball, it's high level. They have incredibly talented players on that side, just like Coastal, just like all the other teams in this league. We have great players. We have multiple players that lead the country in NCAA statistics. Number one, I'm not talking 3, 4, 5. They lead the country, and so you get to watch great players competing here. And so it's exciting that you just get to go into those sort of battles, and it challenges you as coaches, obviously as players. It's just nice to see that our guys have risen up, but they got to rise up more because there's a lot more challenges starting tomorrow at 105.
Coach, mentality going into Game 3, knowing you guys can go for another sweep.
Same mentality. We'll really challenge them in the morning. We'll alter some things in pregame just to make sure this game can be very taxing, in which we've had the last 2 days. It's going to be nice and hot again, and it's kind of that first spell of this Troy, 87 to 110 weather. We got to make sure that we're hydrated up and ready to go, but we will. We'll enjoy it through the rest of the evening, and then we'll get our pregame order going, and we'll be ready to fight.
Coach, Luke Lyon, obviously another big part of this game, right? I mean, getting you into the sixth inning and pitching pretty well. What have you seen out of him lately?
Luke is just a guy that he's going to attack the strike zone. That he's got a lot of moxie. He may not have the Langevin or Martinez fastball, but he knows what he's doing. He knows how to crisscross the plate pretty well, and I think he understands game situation. And something that we have to do a better job of it as a team. Myself and other coaches, we got to coach it better. He's great in PFP. You don't see a strikeout fly off a kneecap of a catcher and a pitcher throw him out at first. You don't see a chopper over where he catches it over the shoulder. That's something rare that he brings to the table. And we made fun of him for winning a Gold Glove at junior college at Pearl River before he came here, but maybe he was the one that was right. Coach Wolgamott's not the only one with a junior college Gold Glove in the building anymore. So, no, but Luke was outstanding, and getting us to the sixth inning with having the bullpen ready, that's what you can ask for. And then Ross and Dill did the job.
I mean, defense in general. I mean, I know that was the point of emphasis, and you got playmakers. I mean, I know Hayden had an error there, but boy, did he play well after that. He made some great plays.
Most certainly, and you were here in the fall, Aaron. I mean, it's something we had to do better. You're not going to have a great team traditionally and be in the 270s in defense as we were in 2023. And like anything, you have to see if there's some sort of weakness, and you got to address it. And Aiden's error was so kind of randomized. You knew it wasn't going to affect the next play or the play after that for him. And so great job by him bouncing back. Watts, Kavanaugh, good D, Cole patrolling center field, and Brooks Bryant catching it outstanding as well.
How about the year that Brooks has had offensively? I know you liked him, but I mean, you see this kind of production coming. It's a crazy year.
I mean, I'm certainly a fan of it. Confidence is a funny thing, and it's continued to spew out of him. And I think he knows how to, as Rob said earlier, he kind of knows how to seize moments. That's a pretty good skill that he has. He's kind of our big shot Bob, for a little NBA reference, a little Robert Orr. He knows when there's a big shot for him, when there's an at-bat that has an opportunity for run production, he's tended to take advantage of them.
And then I guess one more thing, Watts down there in the 9-hole, 3 hits today, big one late in the game, defense. I mean, what does he bring to the mix for you? I think there's a lot.
Well, you were here in November. You can tell that's a talented kid who's got a lot of self-confidence. And self-confidence is a really big thing for young kids, especially when it doesn't go perfect early on. To me, and just one person's opinion, sometimes I think having to grind a little bit at the beginning can be better for you and your career, because you realize, as one of my other coaches say, this isn't high school anymore. It's a different deal. And I think he's had to go through that a little bit, and I think that's hardened him for what he's experiencing now as we're, 48 games through our season. I think it made him better that it wasn't so easy maybe as it was in the fall.